Across the sun-scorched savanna, the lion charges forward with the authority of a ruler. Each closing step suggests that the outcome is drawing near. Yet in the wild, a single well-timed reaction can reverse the entire pursuit. Even a lion can find itself pushed off balance by prey or a rival. What could disrupt such a perfectly executed approach in the open grassland? Despite carrying nearly 420 pounds of muscle and operating with strict pride coordination, the title of King of the Savannah has never guaranteed survival. In reality, a lion's hunting success rate often falls short of its reputation. A single mistimed second or a determined response from the target can quickly turn the advantage the other way. On this unforgiving landscape, overwhelming strength sometimes gives way to the sharp awareness of animals that refuse to yield to fate. The Nile crocodile is a master of ambush beneath murky water. An adult male weighing up to 1,000 pounds can unleash remarkable bursts of power from dense tail muscles. It does not rely on long-distance speed. Instead, the crocodile survives through extreme patience, remaining motionless like a drifting log, waiting for the moment when an animal steps into the water, where awareness often comes too late. In the Serengeti, lions rule the land, but along the river's edge they become outsiders. Reaching lengths of up to 14 feet, the Nile crocodile establishes an unseen boundary beneath the surface. Even a faint ripple from a lion crossing the shallows can trigger the crocodile's hunting instinct. The response unfolds in an instant, directed toward vulnerable points. Adult lions often rely on agility to pull back and escape the danger. For young lions, the water rarely allows a second chance. A single curious step at the riverbank can turn the shoreline into a point of no return. In cloudy water, the pride's usual coordination offers little advantage. A lioness may rush forward in urgency, but slippery ground and deeper currents quickly erase all signs of what happened. It becomes a harsh lesson about the boundaries of survival space. Across the arid lands of Namibia, the rhinoceros stands as a remarkable product of evolution. A living fortress weighing up to 3,000 pounds. Covered in skin nearly 2 inches thick, as tough as plated armor, and armed with a sharp keratin horn, this giant represents an unpredictable force. Lions rarely risk confronting an opponent of this scale unless extreme hunger pushes them to test their chances against such a formidable defense. At a shallow mud basin, the line between survival and danger becomes clear when a pregnant rhinoceros becomes stuck, facing 3 lions tightening their circle. Just as the predators seem close to success, maternal instinct sparks an astonishing reversal. The rhinoceros drives forward with all its strength, tearing free from the heavy mud and surging ahead at speeds reaching 35 miles per hour at close range. Each powerful charge sweeps outward like a storm, turning the massive body into an unstoppable force that scatters any attempt to approach. The memory of such encounters lingers. Even the distant presence of the giant is often enough for lions to withdraw with caution. In this harsh landscape, authority does not always belong to the creature with claws, but to the one driven by an unyielding will to protect life. On Africa's sunlit battleground, the rival that often makes lions cautious is not a solitary giant, but a calculated army, the spotted hyena. Weighing around 140 pounds, each individual carries a bite force of about 1,100 pounds per square inch, strong enough to break even the toughest bones. Yet their most formidable advantage lies in numbers. Clans can reach up to 80 members, operating within a strict and disciplined matriarchal order. When they discover lions guarding a carcass, hyenas rarely rush in recklessly. Instead, they circle at the outer edge, moving in and out while releasing loud calls that summon more clan members. The pressure is not always meant to overpower the lions directly. More often, it stretches the tension, wearing down focus while waiting for the right moment to claim a share of the meal. In other moments, the balance shifts. A male lion may appear suddenly and charge a group of hyenas that have become distracted while feeding. Within seconds, the slowest individual can be pinned beneath powerful paws. Yet rather than scatter, these longtime rivals may regroup and push back together, accepting the risk to draw attention away from a clan member. Hyenas have even been observed surrounding younger male lion, future rulers still lacking experience. In the end, these encounters reveal a stark truth. On this land, the solitude of a king can sometimes yield to the discipline of an organized army. From a height comparable to a 2-story building, the giraffe holds a strategic vantage point that few predators can match. With keen eyes capable of detecting movement from half a mile away, this giant, weighing about 3,000 pounds, turns distance into its greatest survival advantage. Such awareness often forces lions to abandon their usual stealth tactics and enter a far riskier contest of timing and judgment. In the demanding world of the wild, Lions often focus on young individuals that have not yet developed strong defenses. However, the presence of a mother giraffe, an imposing living barrier guided by powerful protective instinct, can cause even determined predators to hesitate. Field observations in the Serengeti suggest that confronting a fully grown giraffe is an immense challenge, with nearly 75% of close approaches ending without success. Clear opportunities appear only when hunters manage to separate a calf from its protection. In rare moments, pressure from a pursuing group may cause a mother to react a split second too late, briefly opening a narrow chance for the hunters. On these grasslands, height is more than a biological trait. It becomes a long-range defense system that often compels the so-called king of the savanna to withdraw with hunger still unresolved. In the wild, the long-standing rivalry between lions and African wild dogs forms a story with no clear ending. Against the 420-pound strength of a lion, a single wild dog weighing about 60 pounds has little chance alone. Yet the true power of this rival lies in collective intelligence and the disciplined coordination of a highly organized pack. When pushed into a corner, wild dogs deploy a strategy of multi-point harassment. Rather than confronting the lion directly, they divide their formation, releasing sharp alarm calls while making quick nips toward vulnerable areas from behind. With a bite force of about 317 pounds per square inch, agility becomes their primary advantage, forcing the larger predator to constantly reposition within a shifting and confusing pattern. Their response relies on numbers, especially when facing a lone lioness. Whenever the lion attempts to counter, the pack immediately adjusts into a fan-shaped formation, keeping a cautious distance while maintaining steady pressure. At that point, the encounter becomes more than a contest over food. It reflects territorial resolve and the instinct to safeguard the pack. Gradually, the lion steps back. Silence settles again across the savanna. In this demanding landscape, the strength of unity and discipline once more outweighs the authority of a solitary predator. Behind the zebra's calm appearance lies a formidable defense system. Hind legs built with the force of sledgehammers. A direct kick from those iron-hard hooves can generate tremendous pressure of up to 3,000 pounds per square inch, forceful enough to stop even a reckless predator in its tracks. Once the chase begins, a 150-pound foal can quickly become the focus. But at the very edge of survival, the mother zebra's protective instinct surges forward. She pivots in an instant, turning body weight into explosive force and delivering a fierce counterstrike. Under that level of impact, even a predator's 2-inch claws can lose their advantage. Nature has recorded more than a few moments when a zebra turns a hunt into a dangerous reversal. The response may be brief, but it can be forceful enough to open a path to survival. The predator withdraws, leaving behind drifting dust and a costly lesson. Here, survival does not belong only to the strongest, but to the one capable of delivering the decisive blow that protects life. Wild dogs burst forward like lightning, shattering the still rhythm of the grassland from the very first second. Without any display of force, a single perfectly timed cut is enough to make another predator hesitate and lose position. Their strength lies in the pack as the entire formation shifts direction in unison, closing the gap again and again, and tightening every space to maneuver. Half a beat too slow, and the advantage changes hands instantly. And when the chase reaches its decisive moment, which side will be the first to withdraw? African wild dogs are the tactical engine of the savanna, hunting in packs, shifting direction in unison, and tightening distance through discipline. Each adult typically weighs around 70 pounds, standing out for endurance and coordination, contributing to a remarkably high recorded success rate. And within the cycle of the ecosystem, the message is simple. The right rhythm at the right moment allows the pack to achieve strength far beyond any single individual. On the savanna, the lion stands as a symbol of strength and authority. Yet even an apex predator must compete, as wild dogs and lions pursue the same prey and the same open ground for hunting. For an adult male lion, a pack of wild dogs represents a potential threat, not because they can overpower him, but because they disrupt the rhythm of the hunt and challenge territorial control. While patrolling boundaries, a lion may rush into the pack, focusing on any individual that falls out of sync and forcing the group to scatter, reinforcing territorial control. Faced with such risk, wild dogs rarely engage. They withdraw swiftly, circling wide, slipping through thorn brush and shallow depressions, reading the remaining signs and listening for distant roars. Survival depends on discipline, speed, and the instinct to disappear at the right moment. When the pursuit ends, the savanna reminds all that ecological balance always carries a cost and always a purpose. Dawn on the savanna brings more than light. It signals the start of a breathless pursuit. In the distance, small and medium-sized antelope, agile, alert, and always moving in herds, suddenly become the focus of a test of speed and discipline. When danger is detected, many antelope can reach speeds of over 50 miles per hour, leap nearly 10 feet into the air, and change direction repeatedly to erase their trail. Their strength lies in sharp reflexes and sudden turns. Yet their vulnerability lies there as well. A single moment of broken formation caused by uneven ground, dense brush, or the edge of shallow water can split the herd into smaller fragments. African wild dogs do not rely on a single burst of speed. The hunting pack keeps time like a clock. One group maintains pressure from behind, another cuts ahead, and one individual quietly reads the margin of error to seal off the retreat. They sustain long distances with endurance, turning every turn of the prey into an energy cost. The target finds itself surrounded from every side, with no clear escape. The outcome arrives quickly. The savanna returns to its natural stillness. The reward is shared evenly, in the right order, with discipline, just as the ecological cycle continues to move forward. The Oryx, also known as the gemsbok, is a true desert warrior of arid lands, standing nearly 4 feet at the shoulder and weighing close to 500 pounds. Its defining feature is a pair of long, straight horns, sharp like blades, enough to make many predators think carefully before moving in. For African wild dogs, this is rarely an easy hunt. They often spread wide to apply pressure, forcing the target to change direction repeatedly while searching for signs of weakness, slower rhythm, fading stamina, or youth. The goal is to draw the Oryx into an unfavorable run, where a single moment of fatigue can open a narrow opportunity. When close enough, they surge in short, staggered advances, aiming at vulnerable points while avoiding direct contact with the horns. If the Oryx turns to defend, the pack quickly scatters, compelling it to pivot and lose momentum, then presses in again as soon as an opening appears. Yet there are times when the Oryx responds with fierce resistance and holds its ground, and that very risk can lead the wild dogs to withdraw in search of a safer target. Across the sunlit savanna, a confrontation between African wild dogs and spotted hyenas is not merely a struggle over a meal, but a contest of survival between discipline and raw power. When the hoarse laughter of a hyena echoes through the grassland, it sounds almost like a verdict passed on the hard-earned success of the wild dogs. The hyena steps in boldly, armed with a bite built for strength and the confidence of its imposing build. Yet it underestimates the true nature of the children of the savanna. Almost instantly, the wild dogs shift roles, from seasoned hunters to disciplined guardians. They do not charge head-on. The pack divides into smaller units, forming a strategy of pressure and gradual wear. A few hold the rival's attention at the front, while others circle behind, seizing brief openings before pulling away. Each time the hyena turns to confront them, the ring widens, only to tighten again from another angle. Individual strength begins to falter against seamless coordination. But the rules change when the balance of numbers shifts. With 2 or more hyenas present, the wild dogs withdraw with clear judgment, preserving their strength. Here, victory does not always belong to the strongest, but to the one that understands when to stand firm and when patience ensures survival. The hunts of African wild dogs often reach the edge of the unpredictable, at times marked by remarkable success, at others by heavy cost. After a long pursuit beneath intense heat, the pack may drive antelope or buffalo toward the water's edge, where fatigue sets in more quickly. Yet they too must approach the river, to drink, to cut off escape, or to cross at a decisive moment. Beneath water that appears calm, crocodiles are masters of ambush. The surface muffles sound, obscures vision, and turns speed into something difficult to control. For that reason, the wild dogs rely on complete vigilance. Steps slow, muzzles angled toward the current, eyes scanning every ripple. A single lapse is enough for one individual to vanish beneath the surface in an instant. It happens in a heartbeat, fast, silent, and decisive. On the bank, the remaining pack releases sharp, urgent calls, frozen in place, their gaze fixed on the trembling surface as it settles once more. The savanna closes another chapter, reminding all that vigilance is not merely instinct. It is the condition for continuing to exist in an unforgiving natural world. Migration season unfolds like a living river, rolling across the sunlit savanna. Hundreds of miles pass beneath pounding hooves, and each stride drains precious energy. Amid that sea of dust, African wild dogs do not need to be the fastest. A pack of more than 20 individuals only needs to be more enduring, more relentless, to follow the wildebeest, an animal renowned for strength and vigilance. Within the shifting chaos, they detect what the naked eye might miss: a slight limp, a fleeting slowdown, a fragile gap in formation. There is no roar, only brief signals and quiet coordination. The pack divides into smaller groups, running parallel to guide direction, then gradually narrowing the distance like a tightening net. The pursuit can stretch for several miles, with speeds at times rising to around 35 miles per hour. yet the pack's rhythm remains steady. As the target tires, a few individuals close in from behind, sealing the circle with rapid, repeated advances. One misstep is enough for the balance to tip toward the more enduring side. In the natural world, African wild dogs stand among the most effective predators, with a recorded success rate of around 80%, higher than that of leopards and lions. The lion stands as a symbol of strength across the savanna, yet it does not always hold the advantage. A single moment of resistance can be enough to change the entire outcome. In the wild, even the hunter may face consequences for a single missed beat. If that impression still lingers, consider pressing like and subscribe to return for more encounters from the natural world.